What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to another episode of CGX Talk. Now, this is a weekly show where we talk about cloud gaming related news, discussion pieces, or topics. You guys seem to like our last one, so we're going to continue on. This week, we're going to be discussing about xCloud, or if you want to call it Xbox Cloud Gaming. And we're going to be talking about our expectations and give them an overall grade on how we feel like they have been doing this year, and also how excited we are about the fall lineup and if they stand a chance to be the one to look out for this fall. So let's get right into this, man. We got Monkey today. Chief hopefully should be joining us once he stops playing New World. We know how that goes. But Monkey, how you doing today, sir?
My man, I am good, and I am glad to be here for this one. I was stuck at the last one, but I really enjoyed it. It was so good. So,
for sure. Good to have you on here. So we'll just get right into this, man. We're gonna start with xCloud, and I just want to get your thoughts on what are your thoughts on Xbox Cloud Gaming this year? How do you think they've been doing this year so far?
the progress is steady.
Okay.
They seem to have a plan in place for when they were rolling things out. Everything they've said that they're going to do, they have done. But the experience overall is a hit and a miss for me compared to other services. The consistency isn't there. One game runs brilliant, really good experience, and then the next one I try is just so poor, so bad, and and that's across PC and mobile as well. So it's not like it's just solely on the browser. Sometimes we get this with the app too. So those inconsistencies really need to be ironed out for me to really step up my playtime with Xbox Cloud Gaming right now.
Okay. So which game would you say is the most inconsistent for you? Is there like a specific game that you feel runs terribly for you on Xbox? It's so confusing, this name. So if you hear me calling it xCloud, just know what I'm talking about. But Xbox Cloud Gaming.
So it's not one particular game, and in particular, sorry, it's not just one game. It's several games. So after they supposedly upgraded to the custom Series X hardware, I went back over the games that we had previously tested, and we have a few videos on the channel, like Just Cause, Outlast, Maneater, SnowRunner. So I went back over and I had another go on those same games. The plan was to do a comparison, between the Xbox One hardware and the new hardware.
Yeah.
But they aren't running on the new systems. Absolutely no way, because the games, if anything, were worse than what they were when I first experienced them.
Yeah.
Whereas you come over to a game like A Plague Tale: Innocence or Dirt 5 or The Ascent or Gears 5, they are so smooth. They are really, really good playing experience. But as I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's just too inconsistent for me. If I don't want to have to pick and choose between half of the library, because I know that one half is going to be a terrible experience and the other half I know is going to be a good experience. Yes, it's still in beta. I fully understand that, but it still needs so much improvements to get to a point where I could recommend it. Because you still have to pay for it. It's still going to cost you, $10.99. Pounds or dollars, I can't remember the conversion. I think it's $15 for Game Pass Ultimate. And to solely play cloud games with that subscription right now, it's not valuable for me. So it's not.
True. It's quite interesting. I do agree with you. So my experience, I would say, since the upgrade to the Series X Blade, it's been definitely run a lot more smooth. And my overall thoughts with xCloud or Xbox Cloud Gaming this year is like you were saying, they have been sticking to the promises that they made, right? They told us we'll see the Series X Blade upgrade. We've seen that. They told us hopefully by the end of this year we'll see 4K. We still got to wait and see if that's going to be possible as well. But I would say they've been doing a killer job this year, supporting the cloud. I mean, you look at all of the big three, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. I would say Xbox is one of the Sony has the PlayStation now. Nintendo's in and out of some games with cloud support with Control, and I forgot what the other one is. But Microsoft has been just, I would say, the main one out of the three who are really committed. I mean, putting the first party games in the cloud same day release is huge. And so I would say, man, they're doing good, and I hope that the track record continues to where, again, possibly we get 4K. But I do agree with you when it comes to game selections, they're inconsistent. I would say games that have released previously, like newer games like The Medium and The Ascent that just came out, those newer games in Battlefield 5 are utilizing the Series X custom blade because they run so smooth and so well. But all the games that came out before this upgrade, I feel like are struggling. And my hope is that they do patch those games to utilize the Series X blades. But yeah, I agree with you 100% there for sure. Just want to ask you though, what is your most played xCloud game this year?
Ooh, I'll tell you what, it's not a lot of hours on it. And just going off the top of my head, it's probably Dirt 5 because I spent a lot of time in the playgrounds, creating and playing, racing on other players' creations. Dirt 5, as you say, it's one of the newer games and it runs really well. I've never really had any issues with Dirt 5. I can play it sitting on the bus traveling to work. So the bus ride takes about 20-25 minutes. And I can get in about loads of different players' creations in the playgrounds. And Dirt 5 for sure is got the most hours. It's too easy to jump in and out of it in those circumstances that I just described,
Right. What would you say the game that you're looking forward to the most to release this year for Xbox Cloud Gaming?
Well, this might shock some people because of the big titles that are coming in the future, and this one's coming out, I think it should be out tomorrow or the following day, and that game is Hades. I have never played it. It's one of those games that passed us by, and it's Hades, if you want to call it that. So I'm just really excited because I'm paying for the subscription and I know it's coming now. I thought, right, okay, I ain't going to pay for it because I'm paying for the subscription. So I've held off and I'm really excited to get in about that. It's got everything I love about a game. It's got that top-down sort of isometric view. It's challenging in the sense it's a roguelike. If you die, you have to start all over again. I love playing games like that because each death is a lesson learned as let's not do that again.
Yeah.
And just the art style around it, the story behind it, having read about it and seen other people play it, just really suits my taste in games. And since it's coming after the Series X upgrades, I fully expect it to be running smooth as you like.
Yeah. That's interesting. Never would I have picked that game to be the game they're looking forward to, but you called it. We would not expect it. But cool. Yeah, for me personally, man, the game I've played the most, I would say, is Gears 5. I feel like Gears 5 is one of those technical showcase piece. So like whenever I'm doing a video showcase in Xbox Cloud Gaming, that's like the game that I always use, and then just showing it off, I always just jump back in with playing it. But it's a great game for Xbox Cloud Gaming, a game that runs pretty well. As far as like a game that I'm really looking forward to this year, I would say is Halo Infinite, man. I think that game is gonna put, and we'll talk more about fall lineup next, but I think that game is gonna be this year what really puts Xbox Cloud Gaming on the map for a lot of people. Halo's a big franchise, and the fact that you would be able to play that game same day release in the cloud, I feel like it's going to be huge, right? So, moving to the next segment, right? What are your thoughts on the Xbox Cloud Gaming fall games this the lineup for fall, and what do you think? With the lineup they have this fall, do you think they can steal the show of the best cloud gaming service for the year?
I mean, it's going to be hard not to. 27 of their exclusives are going to the cloud. Halo being the biggest, most anticipated. Going back to E3 and we see, the new Forza, that just looked incredible, like so beyond description in comparison to what we've seen with that sort of open world racer. And then there's some absolutely fantastic games like I believe Back 4 Blood is coming out at the end of the month as well. I think that's going to be popular. It's a zombie shooter. The world has ended, apocalyptic style there, always popular. The other ones that stick out to me, I'm missing a few as well. What I would like to see is
Psychonauts 2, right?
Psychonauts 2, that's
the
other big one. Yeah, I think that's gonna go down so well. The first we're at a time where if Psychonauts 2 wasn't coming out, the first game could be considered like a cult classic. But then they're coming out with the second one. That's one of those games I think is either going to be received very well or it is going to just crash and burn. Because of the the position the first one is in, as in it was so good at when it first came out. It still holds up right now. You can still play the original on Xbox Cloud Gaming. It's still a fantastic little game. So I really hope it doesn't crash and burn, because that would just be horrible to see. I don't think it will.
No.
But the fall lineup, look, I don't think anyone can compete in terms of exclusives. We know the way Sony works. We ain't going to see any, if at all, even one possible PlayStation 5 exclusive on their streaming service. So for Xbox to be bringing 27 of those is just it's remarkable. And they've promised at least one first party game per quarter going forward as well.
Right.
How long they can keep that up for, I don't know. They've bought enough studios to keep it going, but I don't know how long for. And I think that's the biggest issue that Xbox have going forward is how long can they keep the value going?
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with what you said. They have enough studio to keep that consistency going with bringing one first party title. But man, this fall is going to be killer, man. We talked about Halo Infinite, we talked about the new Forza, we talked about Psychonauts 2, and we're not even talking about like Flight Simulator or other. They're gonna have some more third-party games same day release, right? Like they did with MLB The Show and Outriders. My thing is, don't be surprised if we see the new Battlefield on here same day release, right? So imagine that lineup of, say, Flight Simulator, if that becomes a thing, the cloud this fall, which I think they're shooting for. You have Halo Infinite, you have Forza, you have Psychonauts 2, you have the new Battlefield. Man, how can anyone compete with that this fall, man? It's just gonna be insane. But yeah, if they can pull those games I listed off, I do think that they are a huge contender to steal the best cloud gaming service of the year award for sure. And then also, if they keep to the promise of bringing 4K, like they said they would by the end of this year, it's going to be insane, man. It's going to be absolutely insane. But yeah.
I was just going to say that, just quickly, when you mentioned 4K at the end of the year, they have set out plans for the cloud gaming sort of app, if you like, to be part of your PC Game Pass. There's going to be a subsection in there that I'm actually looking forward to, because if I have a native app for Windows, my cloud gaming experience seems to be better than I'd get in the browser.
Sure.
And that's across the board, with other services right now.
Sure.
So I'm really looking forward to that. I think having it all in one place, and I think they need to come up with this. Sorry, this is going to be off topic. Well, not way off topic, but I think they need to come up with some new subscription tiers when the cloud service comes out of beta. Possibly offer a cloud only subscription for a better price than what they offer right now.
Yeah, I agree, because if they do offer that, I probably will go with that. Like, say a $5.99 tier to battle what Amazon Luna is doing, right? I would pay for that, because I don't have an Xbox One console. I do have a PC, but I don't game PC wise. I just use mainly the cloud. So I do agree that would be a smart tactics and a smart move to get more people on Xbox Cloud Gaming. So we'll see how that all plays out. But last question here is, how do you see them stacking up against the competition this year? We know that Google Stadia right now, they have a lot of Ubisoft titles releasing the end of the fall with Far Cry 6, which xCloud might not get. Right, they have Riders Republic, they have Square Enix games, and all those things. We know GeForce Now, they're gonna have Kena. I know got pushed back a little bit. They're gonna have the Marvel's The Avengers game, and GeForce Now, every month they have about a boatload of games coming, so they're gonna keep that consistency going. Luna, I think we're going to see them make some move this fall, right? What that's going to be, maybe adding more channels, bringing more like EA Play Pro onto there as well. But with all that said, how do you think xCloud is going to stack up this fall to the competitors?
So in terms of value, games-wise, I don't think anyone can touch them. For the remaining, 6 months of the year, never mind just, the fall, I think going right through to the end of the year. What we know right now and what we know is coming, everywhere, what's been, laid out, what's coming to Xbox for me is head and shoulders above the rest. We know Stadia likes a little stealth drop here and there.
Yeah.
So we may be surprised. And you mentioned some of the big games that's come to GeForce Now, but they don't get the big AAA games all the time. So, I know we've mentioned this before, but Resident Evil, for instance, probably not the best, the best example there, because Xbox Cloud Gaming doesn't have that either. But just in terms of the big games coming, I think they're head and shoulders above everyone else. The biggest thing for me is they need to iron out the inconsistencies in the streaming quality.
Right.
Because I know Reddit can be, Reddit fetches up sometimes the dregs of social media, but there is a consistency right now with complaints about the inconsistencies of the Xbox Cloud Gaming.
Yeah.
Across the board. So it's not just us that's seen this, it's happening for a lot of people. It seems to be very area specific. So Chief, who is only a couple of 100 miles away from me, gets a far better experience than I do on Xbox Cloud Gaming. So it just goes to show you that, even though a couple of 100 miles for data to travel isn't a lot, but it can make a huge difference.
Right.
So it can. So ironing out that, if they can iron out those inconsistencies and get a far better streamlined stream with the games that's coming, I don't see me playing many games elsewhere. Other than a couple of big ones like Kena and Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm looking forward to those, but yeah, I mean Halo, Forza, Hades, Psychonauts.
Hopefully, Flight Simulator, right?
Yeah, hopefully, because it did say cloud, but they changed it. There was a little bit of they took a backward step on that one. Oh, and the biggest thing for me is the release of Windows 11, the integration that the PC app's going to have. At the same time, they have said that the cloud integration is going to come into the app. So, the end of the year, man, it's too long to wait.
It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. Yeah, so I think it's going to be quite interesting because, you hear the argument people make that exclusives are not important for cloud gaming, and I think this fall is going to be just that. So you're going to see GeForce Now and Google Stadia probably going to get like similar games, right? Ubisoft are big players on both platforms, so Ubisoft Plus games are probably going to show up on both platforms. And then you're probably going to get Square Enix games because, again, they do support both platforms. I feel like GeForce Now and Stadia are probably going to get similar games. GeForce Now, they're going to get like Ken and other big PC games. But it then comes to first-party exclusives. And I think that's where we're going to see Microsoft show, again, Psychonauts 2. They're going to show Forza. They're going to show Halo. How big of a dent is that going to make for cloud gaming? I think that's going to be pretty cool to see if exclusive does matter when it comes to cloud gaming. I think this fall will be a good indication of that. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, man. A lot of cool things to look forward to, for sure. But yeah, that's all for the discussion piece this week, man. And Monkey, thanks for being a part of it. So we're going to try to do this on a weekly basis, talk about some, again, cloud related news, topic of discussion. But yeah, good take on some of the questions today. And again, Monkey, appreciate having you for sure.
Thanks, man. It's been great. Could talk for hours, but we need to keep these short. So.
Exactly. All right, so for the next one, hopefully we got all three of us on here, but if not, we'll make it happen with two. Appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. Podcast is going to be back this Saturday. We'll see you guys on there. Watch our videos, news, tech, comparison. We do it all on here. Catch you guys next time. Peace out, y'all.